Hi everybody, welcome to Magic Main Street. I'm Steve.
I'm Chrissy.
And today we're going to be giving you guys some tips on how to do Disney World on a budget.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Alright guys, we're going to get started telling you some of our favorite money-saving tips. Before we get going, I just want to apologize ahead of time. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. Got my little mermaid sick tea here to help me get through this. I'm kind of losing my voice. I've got a runny nose, so just bear with me. We had to shoot this video because we wanted to make sure we had one ready for you guys for Tuesdays. So
that's our new thing. I think we're going to try to. We're trying so hard to make sure that we have new content available to you guys in some form or fashion every Tuesday. Don't hold us to that because, you know, life happens, but that's what we're going to shoot for. So.
Yeah.
And are you going to take us on our first tip on how to save some money at Disney?
Okay, so here, this is like a super tip that you probably heard on any other YouTube video or website or anything you've ever looked at for how to save money at Disney is go in the off season. They have a nice little crowd calendar. You can see the ticket prices are cheaper when there's less people, and you get to do more when there's less people. So all of those things are really great, but something that we actually think is really awesome to do is go during the Halloween party, because you get so much bang for your buck. Last year when we went, we only paid, we didn't even pay for a whole day at the park. We only bought the Halloween party ticket. So we got to go in at 4 p.m. And then, so we got those 3 hours in the park, and then at 7, they kicked everybody out that wasn't a party person. And we didn't get to see, every parade and every single thing that they had to offer at the Halloween party, but we went on, pretty much every ride at Magic Kingdom. We went on Splash Mountain, I think, 3 times. The wait was 4 minutes. We went on everything.
It's really cool how they do it, not to interrupt, but it's really cool how they do it. They'll start sectioning off areas of the park, and then after that time frame cuts off, what happens is if you don't have the special wristband to say that you're there for the party, they won't let you past a certain point. So for example, where she was just talking about Splash Mountain, we were in Adventureland, and it was literally I think on the dot. So it was 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7 o'clock on the dot, and we started going there, and they were checking people for wristbands. So people who didn't have them, they were just there as regular Disney guests, weren't allowed past that point. So it was really awesome for us because, like she said, we got to go, I think three times on Splash Mountain, and we just kept going because the line was so short.
Yeah, and I mean, it was also cool because you got to see all the different characters and stuff that they have out only during the Halloween parties. You got to, whatever else, we got candy. And that was it was actually really cool. I wouldn't recommend waiting in line for it. We must have got lucky and went on a not busy night because there wasn't a line anywhere, and we just kept getting handfuls of candy, and that was good because it kept us kind of moving.
I'd like to tell you that it lasted, but it lasted about as long as it took us to get to the next candy stop.
Yeah, they'd give you 5 pieces of candy, and by the time you waited in line, it would be gone. But I don't know, I thought that was a really cool, if it's your very, very first time ever going to Disney, maybe you don't want to do that because you want to have the full experience, but if you've been before and you're kind of just going back for your dose of Disney, I think that's a really, really good time to go.
Alright, so sorry we had to cut the video there, but our dog decided that he just wanted to be in this and was jumping and snorting and scratching everywhere, so
yes.
We decided to bring him up here for this tip. And the second tip that we have for you guys is no park hopper passes. Just not necessary unless you are an annual pass holder, at which point it doesn't really matter. You wouldn't get a park hopper pass anyway because you're an annual pass holder, but 99% of the time, getting a park hopper pass really just isn't cost effective at all. Especially if you're just going there for a vacation, you're going to want to spend the entire day at a park, and you're going to save so much money if you don't get that park hopper pass. It sounds really appealing. I'll be able to jump from here to here to here, do all this fun stuff, but Disney offers so much stuff to do at each and every one of their parks that the benefit ratio of getting that park hopper pass, it's just not there. So that's going to save you a lot of money, is just not getting the park hopper pass.
Also, in the past, I remember park hopping when I was a kid with my parents. I don't know if it was as expensive then as it is now, but it takes forever to wait in line and ride the monorail from Magic Kingdom to Epcot, and then get off the monorail and then walk into Epcot, and then get all the way back into the World Showcase or whatever it is that you're going, and then you have to ride the monorail back to Magic Kingdom just to get to your car. So you're wasting so much time traveling between the parks where you could just be spending your time in the park. So
now that's not to say if you don't have
them anymore.
sorry.
He's making me sneeze.
So it's not to say that if you guys don't have a plan for park hopping, you shouldn't do it, because obviously if you really plan it out and you make sure that you're doing everything exactly on a clock, it might be worth it. But overall, for your average family, for anybody more than 2 people, yeah, you're probably not going to need it there.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you plan it out to the second at Disney, it's not going to happen that way, because inevitably your favorite character is going to go walking by and you're going to stop to look at them, or a parade's going to go by, or a line's going to go super long, or the ride you waited to go on is having downtime. So just go to the one park a day, enjoy yourself, relax, don't stress.
Very true.
Save money.
Save money.
Okay, so our third tip, we talked about this before in a previous video, but we're going to kind of go more in depth here. It all revolves around the food. So we highly recommend bringing food in your backpack with you, like snacks, but we even have packed like sandwiches and brought like a whole lunch for the whole family. I mean, if you've been to Disney, even if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard, a family of 4 to eat lunch, it's $50 or $60. Like, and that's not even for anything special. It's like, let's have some nuggets and fries, and it's $60, and you almost like leave the meal still hungry. So pack some sandwiches, we bring like power food in our backpack, so like almonds, or sometimes even like give the kids some Skittles or something if they're starting to crash on you. So if you can bring all that stuff into the park, they check your bag, but you're allowed to bring it. It says it on their website, so don't let that stress you out. So that's our first tip about food. Do you want to tell them the...
So the second tip that we have about food, and this is kind of a no-brainer, but we actually didn't even start doing this until I think the last couple of trips to Disney, which is split the treats that you do buy. I'm not saying you have to split a meal, but when you guys stop and you get a Dole Whip, or you get, you know, the Mickey waffles, or you get whatever it is, it's expensive. I mean, even for the cheapest thing, we're talking $6-7 for a snack. Split your snacks, because you're going to want to try a lot of stuff if you're like us. I mean, and really what we found out was like, yes, it's great to have our own Dole Whip, and it's great to have our own, you know, ice cream or whatever it is that we're getting, but you know, you get so full and you get so like just over sugared by it. It's just too much. So really what you want to do is kind of split it amongst everybody, and then say, hey, you know, let's run off of this for the next hour, and then an hour from now we'll go ahead and get something else. And that's exactly what we did very recently. We went to Disney Springs and we had cupcakes, we had the poutine. Yeah, poutine.
Maybe we even ate something else, but we just split it all, and it was like we had more room for all the food. And that's kind of my problem, is when I'm gonna focus on Magic Kingdom here because they have the best snacks in my opinion, but whenever I go, of course I want a Mickey pretzel and a Mickey waffle, and you have to get a Dole Whip, and you want a LeFou's brew, and maybe you want to stop at that awesome ice cream shop on Main Street, but I can't even eat all that food in one day. It makes you sick. So if you kind of split it up, and it gives you more room, gives you more fuel, and it saves you money. So you don't have to tell your kids, no, you can't have that Dole Whip. You have to say, you have to split that Dole Whip, and it's so much nicer. And
when they say, but I don't want it, then you say, well, then your brother or sister get the entire thing by themselves, and they will then say, okay.
And I guess this kind of goes more like along with his food splitting thing, but we kind of figured out that this is like a dirty rotten trick, but you know. So a lot of times, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, when you go to a quick serve restaurant to eat lunch or dinner, you can't find a table. So mom goes and sits at the table with the kids, dad goes and fetches the food. Well, dad can buy mom a kids meal. They don't ask. It is considerably cheaper, almost half price. I've eaten kids meals like pretty much for every meal the last couple of times we went to Disney, because you can get like a cheeseburger, it comes with a drink, you can get chocolate milk. I like chocolate milk. And what else? The only place I don't like it is when they have like a turkey sandwich. That's not good. Don't do that kids meal. But I mean, if they have like the chicken nuggets and fries, you get like almost the same amount of chicken nuggets as an adult, but it's just because you're a kid, so it's, you know.
And it really is so much more cheaper.
It is so much cheaper. And then normally like they give you fruit or grapes or carrots, or, well, I guess grapes are fruit, but you know what I mean. They give you something extra with it that's like individually bagged. You can put that in your backpack and eat it like when you're in line and you get a craving later. So it really kind of like, for a lot less money, you get a lot more for it. So that's like another little tip that we do sometimes to save some money.
Yes, indeed. So we mentioned this in our backpack video as well, but we're going to elaborate again a little bit more, and that is to buy souvenirs beforehand. Now, to be clear, there are souvenirs that you can buy, and there are souvenirs that you really don't want to buy beforehand because it's just not the same, right? The ones that we're talking about are especially light up toys. Like light up toys are a big one because at Disney you're looking at a minimum of $15-$20 for a light up toy that you can actually get at the dollar store or something similar, very cheap.
And if you really want the Disney themed ones, we saw like when we were at the Disney store last time, they have them back there in like the not dollar bin. It's like the $5 bin back by the stuffed animals in the back of the Disney store. But they've got like the Buzz Lightyear with the spinny light ups, and trust me, if you're at Disney and it gets dark, your kids are gonna want a light up toy because every other kid has a light up toy. Like everybody has one. So, I mean, we got some on Amazon for our last visit. And if you plan it out enough and ahead of time, you can find stuff, and it might even be cooler than what you get at Disney, like dare I say, if you really like plan it out. So just make sure it's not too big because you're gonna have to carry it all day. But other than that,
and you know, I mean, there really are a lot of really good themed items that you can get that are very unique. And the really cool thing about these themed items that you can get that are unique are the cast members will actually kind of let you know that they're excited about this unique item that you have. So we're obviously try to plug ourselves a little bit, but we just actually started a shop where we sell Disney themed items, and it's Shop Magic Main Street, and we've come into contact with a ton of other Disney sellers, and they sell everything. I mean, we've seen everything from custom ears to custom footy pajama slippers. I mean, just everything.
T-shirts, things to go on your magic bands, jewelry. I mean, we do jewelry and hair bows, and we're thinking of more things, but like you can get anything. And I mean, it's really awesome because these people they're pretty much probably just like us, selling this almost for like the bare minimum profit just because they like it and they like have fun doing it. And everybody in that community that we've encountered is so nice, like genuinely nice and kind. And I mean,
maybe we'll put a link to a few of them in our description here so that you guys can get a taste of what's out there, because there really is a lot to go around. And you have the Disney store and stuff, and they sell so much Disney stuff, but it's all very cookie cutter stuff that everybody can buy, right? So find these unique items, and as I said earlier, going back to what I said earlier about the cast members kind of congratulating you on it, is she had made some custom ears for the last time that we went,
and the Star Wars t-shirts,
and the Star Wars t-shirts, and the cast members actually like gave us thumbs up and pointed at it and said,
they're all like, "Good job, Mom!" Blah blah blah. Those are so cool and stuff like that. So that's fun because people are gonna notice you, and that makes your kids feel special. Like our daughter that had the ears on, every time someone came up to her about her ears, she was like, so it's like really, it's like kind of adds to your trip almost if you have something special and unique. So that's our souvenirs tip. Our next tip, I guess we're going to skip this one and kind of keep talking about pre-buy your outfits and accessories. That kind of goes along with what we were just talking about, but even if it's as simple as buying a Disney t-shirt with a princess on it, if you buy it on Amazon or if you buy it at the Disney store before you go, it's going to save you so much money. Like even if you're in Disney Springs, they have amazing, Disney store there, World of Disney, but you can buy the same merchandise at your Disney store in your mall for like 50%, if not less.
Once you're on property, it just
skyrockets.
Soars.
So and it also it's like we'll talk in another video about packing, but it's like a huge like organizational help to be able to plan all of their outfits and what accessories they're gonna have and what ears they're gonna wear before you go, because if you're just getting there and you're like, oh, we'll buy this princess shirt and they don't have the right ears for it or whatever, then it's just like this money pit. So it's like, and the same thing with buying accessories. Like at Disney, they sell like some amazing Minnie and Mickey ears, but everybody that goes to Disney can get those same ones. And these people they do some amazing stuff. Like he said, maybe we'll have to do some links, or if you follow us on our Instagram at Shop Magic Main Street, we try to share as many, and like we do like loop giveaways with awesome shops. And these people, they like make things out of clay and put them on the ears, and like you can get like mermaid ears with real like scales on them. You can get, like I saw someone made these spaceship Earth earrings, and they were like 3D triangles on them, and they are like so cool. So
you could tell it's a labor of love and not just a factory sewing, outlet that pushes them out the door by the hundreds.
Yeah, so that's, I guess, all I'd really say about that. But if you pre-plan that stuff, it's much cheaper.
So one of the best money-saving tips that we can offer is, and I'll explain why in just a minute, but stay on Disney property. And you think, wow, that can't be right. You know, staying on Disney property at Disney hotel, that's so much more expensive. It's truly not, because...
Well, it depends what hotel you stay
Well,
at.
yeah, it does depend on if you stay at the budget hotels, which
Yes.
is the All-Star Resorts,
Any of the All-Stars,
the music, movie, sports,
Wide World of Sports,
yeah.
Pop Century, even Art of Animation is budget.
So if you stay at these hotels, the price for a 7-day package, and this is what I'm basing this off of, is a 7-day vacation package. The price of a 7-day vacation package, when you factor in how much it costs for a 7-day ticket, and you factor in the fact that you get free transportation to and from,
Free parking at the park.
free parking at the park. If you actually do the math and factor out all these costs, the hotel is less than going and staying at a Holiday Inn 10 miles away. And that is no joke. It is actually less because it's an all-inclusive package.
If you buy it as part of like the like we went in the peak of summer the last trip we took, because our girls have school like everybody else, so we had to go in the summer. And we went for a whole week, and it was like our hotel room I think averaged out to like $140 a night. And that was it was like a Disney themed hotel room. We stayed at All Star Movies, and we had like a 50-foot tall Woody statue and Buzz Lightyear like right outside of our window and stuff, and it was so cool. And if you look online, if you try to go to any hotel in Orlando in the summer, you're gonna find a Holiday Inn or whatever, Marriott, and it's gonna be $150 a night. And then when you get there, they charge you like a parking fee and a resort fee and taxes and fees. So staying at the Disney hotel, like you said, it just like averaged out so much cheaper.
Plus, to kind of add on to that, when you stay at a Disney hotel, you get all those amenities for free. So you get to walk around the hotel and see all these really awesome statues. You get to have access to the really neat themed pools, and it's not just the hotel you're staying at. They offer, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth here in a second, but they offer you the ability to go to all the different hotels and check them out. So. And
so the other cool thing is, like, you could do this, I guess, even if you stayed off property, if you found a way to get on property on your off days. But if you go to Disney for 7 days, I promise you, you do not want to spend all 7 days in the park. Your feet are going to hurt, you're going to be tired, you're going to be sunburned, like, it's not just tired. I don't know. There's like Disney tired is different than any other tired. Like, it is so tiring to do it. It's fun, but it's tiring. So we like to take like off days. Like maybe we do like 2 park days and then take a day off and then do 2 more. So like he said, you have the pools, but like also you can go and you park like at Disney Springs. You could spend a whole day at Disney Springs. It is awesome. There's so many things to look at. We went there. I mean, we'll have a video up soon probably about it, but we went and we, like, you don't have to spend any money. They have great food. That's what we spend our money on because it's good. But, I mean, you can look at all the shops. They have, like, experiences. You know, our kids like to just even walk around and see everything. They have the T-Rex and the volcano at the Rainforest Cafe.
Legos.
And so that's, like, a really good thing to do. But also, what we did was we parked there, which if you were staying on property, I guess you would just park at your hotel. But either way, you take a bus to... We took a bus to one of the resorts. I think it was the Grand Floridian, right? Because I was like so excited to go there.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty. Like, I've never stayed there because I've just, you know, I'm a normal person. I don't have a lot of money like that. But I was like almost crying when I went in there because it's so pretty and it was so cool to walk around and like see everything, and you could like go see their pools and their fountains. And honestly, like if your kids had suits on and went and jumped in, they probably wouldn't even like question you. I mean. And then the awesome part is, like, you went to the Grand Floridian, you can go to their restaurant if you want, you can go do whatever, but then you can walk very easily to the Polynesian, which is, like, right next to it. And that hotel is, like, so pretty to look at, too.
And just a side note, for those of you who didn't know, at the Polynesian, it is the only place without paying entrance into Magic Kingdom that you can get a Dole Whip.
Your Disney Dole Whip.
You can get a Dole Whip from there.
You just walk right through the lobby and go right up to the pineapple deck, pineapple lanai, get you a Dole Whip.
It's amazing. I believe if you're of drinking age, you can also get it with a rum shot.
I think that's at Animal Kingdom.
Oh,
But maybe you can get it there. I don't remember. But they also have, which we didn't do because we had our kids with us, but I do want to try it one time. They have the Trader Sam's Grog House. that they have all the cool like themed drinks and stuff, and you can go there. You can go and just walk all around. Like they have like the tiki area and the pools and everything, and they do like a luau there. They obviously have to pay for, but I mean it's cool just to kind of hear the music and see the environment. And then last but not least, you can walk over to the. Did we walk?
To where?
The Contemporary.
The Contemporary. No, we took the monorail.
A monorail. Yeah, they have a monorail right up there, and like. Even like when we went, it was so cool like for our kids because it was like going on a Disney ride, but we didn't go into Disney. So it's kind of cool just to be able to ride the monorail.
What's cool about the Contemporary is if you stay there when the fireworks show is happening up in their upper deck, you can actually go out there and they have a corner of the Contemporary facing directly towards Magic Kingdom where you can watch the fireworks. So the point of this is you can actually have a incredible day at Disney and not pay a dime if you don't want to.
Yeah, if you're staying on property, you don't pay anything.
And the final tip that we have about staying on property that kind of goes into it is stock your hotel room.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is
Before you get there.
That's right. Disney makes it so easy. You just walk out of your hotel room 10, 15 feet away sometimes and you're right there at their quick serve. And you can get anything from sodas to alcoholic beverages, snacks, candy, ice cream, whatever you want, it's all right there. They even deliver to your room for a fee, but it's just like the hotels, just like the parks, the hotels cost a fortune. That quick serve is the exact same as what you'd find inside of a Disney park. It is expensive and you're going to pay for it. So if you go out before you get to the Disney property and you get some drinks or some sandwiches or just bread, meat, cheese, whatever, put it in your little refrigerator that they give you and have it ready for your days off because it is going to save you a fortune in the amount of money you're going to spend on meals alone. And really, I mean, you spend the day walking around doing the pools and stuff, it takes so much stress off of you because you're allowed to eat at their quick serve while you're in your bathing suit and all that, but nobody wants to be in the cold air conditioned area when you're sopping wet. It's no fun. It's so much better to go back to your room, dry off, eat your food, and then go back out and have some more fun after that.
The other thing that we did that I just remembered, which kind of like goes into like being on property, when we were leaving the park, our kids were like so tired, but we were all really hungry. And remember we went to that. How much was that pizza? It was like $7.
They have a Speedway right on the main road. A Speedway, if you're not in Florida, Speedway is it's like just a gas station
like
basically. It was like a Hess, yeah. And they have in this Speedway on that main Disney road. A little pizzeria.
Like the Brothers Pizza or Grandpa's Pizza or something like that.
And it was like $7 or less for a large
it was like
pizza.
A pizza.
And so for $7, I mean that's what you spend on like one kid's meal at the park. So we had an entire large pizza at the end of the day.
Just grabbed it and took it back to the hotel.
It was like the best pizza ever, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it was just so good. And it was still hot when we got back to the hotel.
Yeah.
It was just like you made like this quick little stop. You got a whole pizza, and it was better than. I mean, actually, I think it was like better than Domino's. I don't hate it.
At the time, it was because when you're spending so much money on that food and then you get that whole pizza for $7, it is really good. So.
Yep. And like the same thing, like you were saying about the alcoholic beverages. Like, I mean, come on, parents, it's your vacation too. So I mean, you can't. At least I did. I think you did too. It was like we got one beverage when we were at the pool that one day.
Yeah.
One, and it was like.
It was expensive.
$25 for the two of us to have and drink, and I was like, oh gosh, this is so bad. Like I felt so guilty about that. So just get like a 6-pack and put it in your little mini fridge or something. You're not gonna regret it. So
it's definitely worth it if you drink. If you don't, that's fine. You can still get sodas for a lot less than you're gonna get them on property. So get
water.
I love energy drinks. I get them in the morning because I don't want to go to a park without my energy drink. So. Yeah. It's just so nice to have this like little Speedway is kind of your end all be all for Walt Disney World, not land. I don't know what's there, but for Walt Disney World, it is definitely worth it if you're staying on property.
Yeah.
So
I guess, I mean, that looks like it's everything that's on our little notes there. I think that's all the things we have.
Hopefully we helped you guys save a few dollars.
If there's anything that you think we missed, we always love to hear more budget tips. Can always save more money. So.
We have been doing this for a while. And we just still don't know all the little hacks to save a few dollars. So yeah, if you do know something like she said, tell us down below. Also, while you're down there commenting, be sure to give this video a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing you guys even more magic.
And we'll see you next time then when we're making more magic.
Bye guys. smile. 2.
What is that?
It's from Wayne's World.
It looked like it was laying up your butt.
Remember? He does it. 3. Okay. Okay.